Hey guys, welcome back to Stormworks, and welcome back to the build of our ship right here. This is, of course, the hospital ship. Today, we're going to be adding some boilers to this thing. We're going to add some rudders and a big old propeller to hopefully allow this thing to be propelled forwards. So, let's go ahead and get straight to it, shall we? Okay, so on the inside then, we've got ourselves some fireboxes. We're just going to go ahead and chuck these guys in like this. And we're going to obviously have to add coal into the top, and we're going to have to do all of the exhaust and stuff like that as well. So this is going to be interesting. I guess the air and the exhaust are just going to come out the top where the funnel is, just here. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then I guess we can work on the rest of it after that. Okay, so we got ourselves some pistons in here now. That should be enough to actually run the ship. So, what we gotta do next is get ourselves a condenser, attach the pistons to the condenser if we can, and then try and cool the condenser down somehow as well. There's a lot that needs to happen here, so let's try and make sure it does actually happen. We're gonna shove that in there right there. There we go, so steam in. We need a pipe that sends it that way. That'd be good. There we go. And then on the other side, we need it to actually come through here. So let's send this all the way down to the end. There we go. We're going to grab ourselves one of these, send it upwards. That'd be great. There we go. And then from there, we can send this all the way up to here like so. We can then chuck this guy into there, and that's all fine. So essentially what we've got here is a system where the steam will pump in, pump out, etc, etc, and it's sort of a closed loop. What we need to do is cool the closed loop down by adding another loop right here with some heat exchangers of some sort. Okay, so what that means is we're gonna have to pump these guys out this way somewhere. I'm gonna bring them all the way across to there, sort of. Alright, cool. Gonna bring this one along to sort of here, and then if I can pump it right, or pipe it right, we should be able to get some radiators and stuff and shove them in here somewhere. If that works. I'm hoping it will, but I'm not sure. So check this guy right here, send it this way. There we go. We're going to angle it upwards, obviously. There we go. And we're going to send it straight up just like this. There we go. Alright, cool. So that one's been sent up. I might actually send this to the other side. Yeah, all the way down to the end, please. Here we go. And then we can send it in from here, I think. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. We then need to send it upwards, just like this. There we go. And up it goes. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, some actual rooms. I think we need it to go slightly higher, and we need it to be in this area. Alright, let's do it. So, on the inside, we're going to delete from there across to here. Ish. Yeah, I guess that's alright. We're going to go to radiator, and we're going to grab some radiators of some sort. I'm thinking these radiators might be fine for it, but I'm not sure. Ooh, maybe. Oh, what about a heat exchange? So, maybe this will actually work. There we go. So, if I shove that guy onto there like this... like this. There we go, that's fine. We can go with 1, 2, and... Actually, let's shove this one... Oh. It's gonna have to go there. It is. It's gonna have to go... No. Over 1. There we go. It's gonna have to go there. We're then just gonna seal this bit off, that's fine. And then all we need to do is shove a pipe through each of these. So, this one obviously goes into there. This one goes this way, then that way. This one then connects to there, and this one connects downwards into there. Okay. We then need some straight pipes. Bosh. And then all we need to do is add a pump into this somewhere. So let's do that around this point right here. And there we go. Pump has been added. Excellent. Let's see if this whole system now works. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this on. I am going to need to add infinite electricity, but that's fine. There is coal in the boiler, and if I do this, it should allow it to actually turn on. There we go. So we do this, and we do this, and it is heating up. Excellent. Yes. Alright, so now that that's happening, these guys should start move. Oh, actually, we need to wait for the steam to actually heat up, which is in the boiler. As soon as that heats up to 100, then we should see these guys moving. Okay. And then once those guys are moving, we'll see what the RPS is on this one. Eventually, we'll send a pipe from here out to a propeller. and that will send it forwards, hopefully. These guys don't seem like they're lined up in the right places. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, they should start moving. Oh, yes. Okay. I feel like that's not quite right. I feel like that's not quite right at all, but they are moving. So what's the RPS output? 1,400. Okay, that's very crazy. That's insane. Alright, whatever. So, what we're going to do now then is add a pipe to the back, connect it to a propeller, and then I guess we'll see if this thing can actually move. This feels really weird, but like, I'm just going to attach it on there like so. It is a bit strange to just whack it on there, but that's what we've got. So I'm just going to go ahead and chuck this guy this way as well. I will angle that piece down slightly. I want to extend this up, sort of, because I wouldn't mind actually attaching a lot of it onto here. I know it seems like a bit of a weird choice, but yeah, if we can send these guys in like that, that'll be good. Delete these ones, go ahead and chuck this guy on there and there. Alright, send it out. And then I'm just gonna like attach this guy to here like this. And I'm gonna attach this one from here up like that. There we go. Alright, it looks a bit weird, but that's fine. What we then need to do is add a rudder somewhere. And I'm not entirely sure where that rudder should even go. Control surface. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with medium control surfaces for the rudders. And I might just chuck them on the back like this. It seems a bit odd to do that, but like, I feel like I might do that, yeah. Alright, chuck it there and chuck it here. And then what I'm gonna do is delete this, and this, and this. There we go. And then I guess these two as well. We're gonna send it from here all the way up, like so. But on the bottom, I'm just gonna delete these two, chuck one of these on here like so, and I think that'll be fine. Maybe. I don't know. Will this thing move properly? Who knows? Alright, this is our ship currently floating, and obviously there might be some issues with this, but as long as the propellers are under the water, this should be able to move. I didn't add any way of steering it, but that's fine. Alright, so let's just wait for it to be able to drive forwards. As you can see, the smoke is already coming out of the funnel. Yeah, that's fine. So now we just wait and see how fast this ship will actually move. Oh, I fixed these, by the way, so they're now sort of in the right sort of order. Before they were not in the right order, so that's okay, and we are actually moving along. Oh wow, we're actually moving along at a pretty decent pace, too. That's pretty cool, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get a picture of that real quick. Okay, there are a few things extra that we still need to add to this thing, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't know how much more of this I actually want to build onto. Building big things is something that's kind of interesting, but to me, I find it very, very difficult to want to do it. I don't know if that makes sense to any of you guys. Anyway, what I want to do right now really quickly is add a little bit of detail onto the top of the bridge. We then should probably add a bunch of detail in a bunch of different areas, and a few of you guys give me some suggestions on what to do with these areas right here. We can actually add a way up and down the stairs right there, and that would be a good place for it. So we'll probably end up doing that. But yeah, she's a mover. Alright, let's go ahead and add a ladder first of all, yes. White, that's fine, so delete this, delete all of that, send it upwards. I'm actually just going to leave it as a ladder, like a full-on ladder, that's okay. I am going to go ahead and paint this area really quickly, there we go. And that allows us to get up onto the roof. Alright, from there, we're just going to go ahead and do this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go ahead and get railings real quick. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and chuck this onto here. And I guess these guys onto there. I know it's the opposite railing system to these guys, but that's fine. We're going to send this forwards, but I'm going to do it slightly differently because I want to use this guy next. There we go. So we're going to send this across like this. Yes. We're then going to do this guy. Alright. And then we're going to have to use these to go across the front. I don't know how I feel about this just yet, but maybe it's okay. I'm not sure. Alright, check that across there. There we go. we're going to do the opposite thing now, I think. Although I'm going to move it over by 1. That's alright. We'll fill in all of these bits right here. Fill in this piece and this piece. And we'll fill in all of this backwards as well. There we go. Okay, shove that up there. We're going to go ahead and shove this guy onto each of these. And I think that's sort of fine. Yeah. Alright, on the back side, we are going to do a very similar thing to this. But we're going to obviously have to build it around. So grab each of the pieces, send it backwards. We'll send it all the way around to here. And we'll paint the roof a different color so that it looks good. There we go. I feel like that actually makes it look a hell of a lot nicer up here. We are going to need some lights of some sort. I am thinking some nav lights can go on the side of the bridge right here. It doesn't seem big enough for this, but yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that. And then obviously we need to paint them the right colors. Left is red, right is green, I believe. I always get mixed up with that, but hopefully that's fine. And we'll have one actually up here on the back, which is a white light. We'll actually just chuck it on the back of there like this. Chuck that on there, and that's fine. I think I might have those on all the time as well. So let's go with on signal. There we go, and we'll just have all of those lights on all the time. I'll just chuck it on here. So connect this guy down to... Is it there? Nope, that's a winch. Where are these lights at? There it is. Alright, light right there. There's a light right there, and there's a light up there. Somewhere. There we go. Some actual other lights might be good as well. Some, like, spotlights. But I'm not entirely sure where to put those yet. I'm gonna add some spotlights actually pointing up at this as well on the funnel so that during nighttime enemies can see that it is in fact a hospital ship. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing towards the rear as well on each of these, and hopefully that will be enough. I think I've put them in different places on both sides. They need to go down, there we go. And that'll be fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and connect those to some buttons, which we've got up here. And hopefully that'll be good. So funnel lights. We'll go ahead and do the ones obviously on the funnel. There we go. Feels weird calling it a funnel. Anyway, shove that on there and there as well. We're going to go to the other sides, there and there. And we're going to go towards the rear. And we're going to do here and here, as well as here and here. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and spawn it in. And we'll actually try and drive it now. Now that we've got steering, we've got a bunch of lights. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. So deck lights I don't currently have. Spotlights I do have. And funnel lights obviously I do have as well. Obviously the funnel lights are lighting up both of these crosses on the outside of the ship as well as the funnel. But that's actually fine. During nighttime, I guess, you'll also be able to see those. Just the red crosses are lit up pretty much. So I think that's fine. Yeah, they are like glitching out a little bit, but that's okay. Don't worry about that too much. Yeah, okay. So, very soon this thing will start moving forwards, and we'll see if we can actually steer it. Alright, we're moving forwards, and now it's time to see if we can actually turn the ship. So, we're currently aiming forwards, that's good. My rudders are both aimed to the side. And we are having literally zero effect, so I think I need to change those. Okay, so, now that I've added some extra rudders, I don't know if you can actually see them, but they're just underneath the propellers. We can actually turn from left to right relatively easily. It does actually work. So yeah, we can steer the ship now. I still feel like we need a hell of a lot more detail on this thing. We need to add something behind the funnel, we need to add something back here, and something on the back of the ship, and I think that's what we'll do next time. But for now, we've actually got the boat moving, which is pretty awesome, and we've added a little bit of extra detail up here, so I'm happy. I am actually very happy. Like I said earlier though, obviously bigger ships and bigger stuff like that, I find it very hard to actually deal with putting extra detail on. But hopefully that's something that we can quickly do. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.